Kansas Senate Bill 40, a compromise measure enacted last year by the Republican-led legislature, signed by the Democrat governor. Tonight, the COVID-era law has survived a state Supreme Court test. The law that included a way for families to challenge school mask mandates had been struck down by a Johnson County District Court judge. I'm John Holt.
And I'm Christelle Bell, but the question of how effective those challenges would be is still completely unknown. We have team coverage of developing COVID-19 stories on both sides of the state line tonight. Fox 4's Jonathan Ketz is in Liberty, but first we want to start with Fox 4's Jacob Kittelstadt. He's joining us live from the Shawnee Mission School District in Overland Park tonight. And Jake, past mandate challenges using Senate Bill 40 have yielded no results for parents.
Well, that's right, Christelle. It's still a very fluid situation. Governor Laura Kelly just issued yesterday an emergency disaster declaration that's set to last for 15 days. That's not much of a window for new mask mandate challenges, which by statute have to happen during one of those declarations.
The courts are arbiters of legal questions raised by the parties, not by themselves.
Kansas Solicitor General Brant Lau lays out the complex legal issues raised in a decision from Johnson County District Judge David Haber, who deemed Senate Bill 40 unconstitutional because of tight timelines required by the legislature. Justices said that was not an issue raised in the original lawsuit.
Senate Bill 40 never, ever applied to this litigation. Don't you agree with that?
In what respect do you mean, Your Honor?
He means the case could be decided without questions of constitutionality. Quoting, "We recognize this decision may just be a temporary retreat from a raging storm, but it reflects necessary adherence to a long-standing doctrine of judicial self-restraint known as constitutional avoidance."
The idea behind the doctrine of constitutional avoidance is that if the case can be resolved in a way that would avoid the need to decide the constitutional question, that's what you should do.
But even with the Supreme Court's decision, Senate Bill 40 remains confusing for those who wish to invoke it or possibly defend against it. Mike Kuckelman, chair of the Kansas Republican Party, says it was created from scratch and adjustments may be made for clarification.
There can always be changes, improvements, refinement. The Kansas legislature is back in session now. Some of those issues could be addressed and cleaned up during this legislative session.
Now, with all of that said, the constitutionality question of Senate Bill 40 still has not been answered. The Supreme Court chose to issue no opinion on that issue. The outlook might not be so good if a case is directly brought on that issue, because in the past, the Supreme Court has found against laws coming from the legislature that have placed deadlines on the court system. John and Christelle.
Jacob Kittelstadt in Overland Park tonight. Jake, thanks.